squishy baby. Okay, are you ready? She's a one. You ready to do a farm tour? Oh, hello.
She has like a little something going on with a comb.
She's so pretty. Little OG. Okay. We don't have anything in the greenhouse, yeah?
No.
So this is our farm. It's what we have going on right now. We're only about, like, what, 60% planted?
Yep.
So we're going to do some succession planting. We still have lots of the season left. We also have poles to put up, shade cloth, etc., greenhouse, everything that we've lost pretty much. But look how much we do have. Yay! All right.
Very excited.
Let's go. So number one, we've got 1,000,000 eggplants. What's really exciting is that last year we only had, what, one babe?
Yeah.
One plants. And we had a ton off of that. So we got a little eggplant crazy and we planted like 70. But I mean, can you ever really have too much eggplant? And then we have varieties too. So we have like the pink tongue, we have the shooting star, we have your traditional eggplants. So we have all the heirloom varieties and the regular ones too, which is good. Green onions, but all these guys are getting pulled. So they're going to be pulled and sold in bunches. They're pretty much going to be out of here. It's a little too hot, so we'll start them again in the fall, but we'll probably add green onions just to have them.
White onions.
Yeah, we have white and red.
Those are red, and that's yellow. This is yellow.
You can tell by the bases.
Yeah, with two
So,
yellows, two reds, and white.
You can see they're like ready to go. There's yellow onion. You can see red onion and white, but it's time for them to just kind of go out. We'll amend this and then get it ready for fall more than anything. But they're tasty, so there's that. They didn't round out as much as we wanted, which is kind of odd because we had a freeze, so I thought they would have done a lot better. And then we have squash. These are the straight necks, right?
These are crook necks.
Crook necks.
Opposite.
The opposite. Crook necks. So we have squash kind of everywhere.
Yellow squash.
So we had the kids help us do seeds this year, which means we got seed surprise, because a lot of the seeds that the kids helped us plant this year, they all labeled heirloom variety, which they're all heirloom varieties. So it was, you know, we love plant surprise.
Go check this out. Look how many flowers.
Boom.
Plant.
So we've been having Josh with Soil Grow help us out with amendment of our soil. We have some compaction issues, which has always been really huge for us. We just got dealt a crappy soil hand, and we are working on it. But typically it takes between 3 and 10 years to fully amend your soil and get it where you need it to be. And we've been farming for 3 years, but that's not to say that we've been doing it perfectly. So we asked for some help and he delivered. And it's, I mean, it's astonishing. We'll show you the tomatoes. They're going to blow your mind. And it's the first time farming that we've seen like that kind of production ever on anything. Just the right balance of nitrogens, nutrients, pHs.
It takes care of all that for you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so we don't have to sit here and like number it and be like, hey, did we do this week? Did we do that? We're getting all of it, and it's helped stupendously. So this is kind of our squash field. Hey, loofahs, gourds, patty pan, yellow squash, zucchinis, all here. And this is just one of them. We have a second one growing where we just removed our chicken coops. They are already popping. Like where these guys took a little bit longer to grow. Granted, it was the beginning of the season. Our new little batch that we have going on is growing, man, like 5 times faster. It's crazy. And it hasn't even been sprayed yet. It's just from natural fertilizer from the chickens. So that's pretty cool. So Kev's just pulling off dead leaves.
Yeah, very important to do with squash plants. You want to pull the dead leaves off, and then also if they're sitting down in one area too long, just kind of redirect them. Don't let it rot underneath there for too long. If you just pull on these a little bit, get them out of the ordinary, it helps out a lot.
One thing that we did that helped this year, we went to Rhubarb Growers and we bought rolls of this fabric cloth. It's the first time that we've done that. Evie, look at her. We've never grown on cloth before, and honestly, I hate it. Well, I can't say that. I love it, but I was opposed to the idea for so much time because I don't like growing on plastic. I don't like growing in that way, but just with the weather being unpredictable and what we've learned over the past 3 years, we decided to go for it and spend the money on it, and we do not regret it at all.
Yeah, it keeps your vegetables from rotting out because it's not just directly on the soil as far, you know, and that leads to infections. Anything with insects and moisture and soil is going to bring insects to your vegetables.
Look at those zucchinis.
That's the last thing you
What
want.
variety are those, babe?
It's called Costata Romanesco. It's a popular Italian zucchini, and with the flour on them, Italians will deep fry the whole thing. It's a tradition. I haven't done it yet.
And it's a specialty, right?
It's one of the most popular zucchinis in the world.
Yeah, and they cut like a star. So they literally have a
Yeah.
star shape whenever we
They
trim
got ribs
them.
on them. So
Oh.
they make a cool zucchini. They're delicious. You can even raw, saute them.
And they're
grill 'em.
giant. So like one little zucchini you normally buy,
I'm a big fan of them.
yeah, it's like 3. It's awesome. But I'm like the artist, so I'm like, I can't grow. I can't look at my garden and see this blackness. But I mean, our weeding, we spend about 75% of the season just weeding. It's been amazing to be like, oh, hey, I'm done in 10 minutes and just walk by, pull everything out. I don't know that I'll ever go back. It's been so helpful, and we can roll it back, amend, roll out cover crops here, mow them down, and then cover it right back up and plant again. And I think it's going to be the best for us. It's helped against root rot, plant rot, gourd rot.
How long ago did we plant these plants?
Okay,
2
so
weeks ago?
yeah, like
Week
2
and a
weeks
half?
ago.
Maybe a week and a half.
No, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Alright, so 2 weeks ago.
So we planted all of this 2 freaking weeks ago. So formerly, if you followed us or anything, you can tell that this was our chicken coop area. So we had 4 pens here, and then on that back side we had 2 coops. Look at this, it's amazing. Granted, there was like heavy rains in between, so you can see we've got some corn. It's not quite where it was supposed to be. It's kind of like blended into a little bit of everything, but that's fine. These gourds are like just going out of control. Like literally, this is like 2 weeks of growth. It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, they're all squash. So this is yellow squash. Then we have patty pans. Then we have butternuts. And then these are squash surprise. Something that we got from Baker Creek heirloom seeds, and they are like a red variety of specialty squash. And then on our fence line are all cucumbers,
There you go.
melons, sour gherkins, loofah, my favorite, and then my apple gourds, which are about to take over everything. Like ideal. It's just amazing how quick they're growing. So that's so cool. And we planted these months behind these guys over here, and they're almost caught up. And we tore down our coops and had them moved. We sold off the ones that we had here, and then Kevin made us this really cool arched area, and we put our Blue Moon wisteria on it, so we'll be able to have like a bench, a sitting area for when we're gardening, and then this will be like a walkway when we get done with it, which is really cool. And then over here we have he planted all spinach because we need more greens. We're having a really hard time with that this year. Believe it or not, the simplest thing to grow has been the hardest for us. And we have all the space, which hopefully we'll be putting a greenhouse on there. We need something big so we can grow annually, but we're in the, what do you call it? We're working on hoop housing and
Shake lot.
no. hoop housing and grow houses here. Eventually we'll get there. We're figuring it out.
The hoop house?
No, the program.
The caterpillar tunnel.
Yes. Tunnels. High tunnels. Thank you. Alright, let's move.
Alright, got it.
You did? So ever since we moved our chickens, they keep going back to their normal spots. So it's kind of like, where's Waldo of eggs? They're everywhere. It's literally egg hunting every day. Look how much we're getting off everything. I mean, more than we can sell on the weekends. And what we're not selling, we're turning into chips. So we're dehydrating with seasoning from our friend's Italian kitchen, which he is opening up on Tamina. And we're just using that to cook with. We're eating a lot of squash at home. I think the past 3 nights we've eaten squash and zucchini for dinner, yeah. No complaints here. And it's so nice to have awesome friends because we've been eating from Sustainable Garden. Who else?
Vincent Farms.
Vincent Farms.
With all your meat. Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose. We've been eating from everybody. So this is my favorite time of the year when all we eat is fresh food from all of our friends. It's amazing. So tomatoes. Woo! All the way down. I'll show you our dining room table. It is loaded up. We pulled them because we are natural, so we don't use pesticides. We're spraying a coffee concoction on next week or tomorrow, and that will help prevent worms. And we also have plans. We're going to be here to tie up the rest of these, keep them straight. These new guys that just popped up from the rain, that's how good it did for them. We're going to pull those guys up. And then we're going to spray all of these to keep the worms out. We've had problems with that. So we pulled a lot of our tomatoes and we have them on the dining room table. And we have special lights on our dining room table, which actually do better to help us get them kind of turning. That way we don't have to put them outside and we can avoid the pests. So we're working on that. And what else are we doing tomorrow? Oh, we're stringing up the green beans. So we're going to pull them into a V to pull them back together. If you've had any of our pickled green beans, we gotta
weed it, topsoil it, amend it, give it some nitrogen. It's looking pretty yellow, so
they do need nitrogen. They are not yellow.
Need a little bit of love. Been working too hard, but we'll get to them.
They're far from that, but they're doing really well. But we also have purple beans on the way, which is going to be really special. Tomatoes. We did natural pesticide with these guys. We did a basil plant in between every tomato. So tomato basil. Like, all you need is a little stick, some mozzarella, and you can have some caprese.
So
like, it's the perfect blend.
I want to show something pretty interesting about tomato plant.
Yeah. Hey, show them what the Silgro did.
So we'll show you the results on Silgro. But look at this.
Yeah.
So you see how this tomato plant branched 4 branches out, almost stabilizing the plant as a foot.
I love that.
You know, on the internet it tells you to prune everything on the ground.
Touching the ground.
And I understand that because when it comes to the dirt in the plant, it makes it rot. So you don't want that, creates bugs and everything. But maybe with this weed barrier, maybe you can allow the plant to kind of stand itself up. We're definitely testing out this year. We have more than one plant that's doing it. I find it really interesting. I've never heard anything about this, and
I'll totally say that's the truth. And it's so stable. Like
it might need a stake, but might not need as much.
Yeah,
as it would
different than running hog panels through our garden. Yeah. So that is one benefit to having the hardware clause. Like, we're able to let it do itself. It's literally like a Christmas tree stand, and it is the most stable tomato that we have. I mean, that's not to say with...
I mean, look at all the blooms of this
and
leg,
it's still standing all on its own.
Leg. Look at all these blooms.
It's stunning.
That leg, you know, there's nothing really up here. It's growing.
Yeah, it's doing so well. That's not to say once the tomatoes come in, it won't need some support. Yeah. Like you said, maybe a stake and a tie, but hey, that's a way easier option for us than doing the hog panels throughout and zipping everything, than having to unzip, clean it out for the next season. So that's pretty cool. I'm really curious about that too. And then not only did we do our like little treatment that we do, you know, we're all organic, and we make stuff, but we've been using this Still Grow, and considering what time we put these tomatoes in,
We pulled a lot too.
they're overwhelming how much there is. We've got some plants that are just loaded, and they're not even that big. They're just overwhelmed with how many tomatoes we have. Kevin pulled a ton of them to kind of save them, because we did have some worms like there. There's one, babe.
That's the chickens right there.
Yeah, oh, chickens. But I'm not complaining, because they're eating all the bad bugs too, so we ain't gonna fight that.
They're eating the worms.
If we lose a couple tomatoes to some pest control, we're not complaining, are we, baby?
They're happy, have good eggs.
Yeah. Happy chickens, happy life, right? But I mean, just what we've gotten is crazy.
You see our these are our minion yard longs over here.
Hey, bell peppers.
Those are red bell peppers.
Yeah, these are sweet red bells all the way down. And then we've got yellow bells. We have California monsters, which are going to be like almost a foot long, a yellow sweet bell pepper. That's exciting. If you guys have been to my farm stand, you know that I've been waiting for this. You might like our pickles, but you just wait until my Armenian yard longs catch up. And look how many flowers are on that. That's crazy.
Don't show them on this side. It's just insane. I mean, just the flowers. I mean,
It's crazy.
it's something I've never seen.
We've never seen this many, and we've been doing this for a hot minute, right? And we've grown a lot of varieties throughout the season. So for as small as these plants are and how long it's been since we put them in, like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, that's just in a 3-foot area right there.
Yeah, I mean, they were in pots for 2, and then we put them in. I mean, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, look. So if you have talked pickles with me at all, you know that my favorite type of cucumber is the Armenian, which is not really a cucumber at all. It truly is a melon, but it makes the best cucumber. It makes the best pickle, and I wait all season for this. And I do a lot of specialty pickling varieties once I get my Armenians in, so this is everything that I've like hoped for. And just wait until you try them. Like, they're perfect. They're tender, but they stay crisp. They have a beautiful shape. They're shaped like stars. They're ribbed, which makes them accept like the pickling solution a lot better. They're just delicious. Like, you can't be unsatisfied. Okra.
Comes in spineless over here.
Kevin thinks this is enough, and I'm like, never. Never. We definitely need a lot more. This will not do.
This is a good year.
Nah. It's a good year.
We got a lot more, but
No, we need more. We probably will plant 5 more rows by the time I get done. He keeps complaining that I'm planting the same thing, but succession planting is all about it. And we have a lot of varieties of okra as a reason too, because we have red Alabama okra, we have purple okra, we have Okinawa okra, spineless okra. What else do we have? We said the red Alabamas.
that's pretty much it.
We have like 7
We have
varieties.
several packets of them, but
Yeah. No, we'll grow more. You can always have more.
Stops here on the corner.
This whole row is like, surprise! Obviously, we've got some peppers in there, but it looks like we got a little, like, I don't know. Got some climbers, maybe some squash, maybe it's a melon. I can't say. It's one of those, the kids helped us out. We had surprises. Tomatillo, because, you know, we love our tomatillo sauce.
Cucumbers.
I know, but I don't know what kind at all.
Might be the straight 8s.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, straight 8s probably, because we have a lot of those. They're ready.
Tomatillos.
Look at all those blooms.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of tomatillos.
Which we can never have too many. And then we'll bag these guys up and we'll freeze them so we have them year round.
Also, we caged them finally.
Wait, what?
We put them in cages this year.
Oh, yes.
Last year we let them grow wild.
Yes.
They did good.
They did good last year, but I think having them caged will definitely...
It'd be a lot easier to harvest them.
We lost a lot because they were so close to the ground. They would hit the ground sometimes before we could get to them. And granted, we had maybe less, not quite as many plants, but we still had a ton to save, a ton to produce. I mean, we were getting more than I can in a week, which is where we bag and freeze them for the year. That's how we can produce all the time. So that's cool because this year we're gonna have them a ton and a half. Even better. That's tomatillos over there too, and we have more. That whole row is all tomatillos growing. I love it. So these guys over here, which we haven't showed you, are all peppers. So we have jalapeno spicy, jalapenos mild, pretty much. We use a ton of jalapenos in our salsas, our hot sauce, everything that we make pretty much. So candied jalapenos, and they're producing already. So those are all jalapenos. It's starting to rain. So, but these are babies. These are habaneros and super hot. So. Look at that. Nice and warty. Looking good.
Spicy.
Yeah. So we've got scorpions, habaneros. What else do we have? Reapers. And this is just a part of it. We still have a lot inside that we haven't even put out yet. Oh my gosh, look at that. Beautiful. So big. Kevin's fingers are massive, by the way, so take that in comparison. Dinosaur Kale, which is one of our favorite foods. We sold a lot this weekend. We're planning some more of that. So we've been having some problems with cutters in our greens, all natural. That's kind of one of the things you've got issues with. These are both bok choy. Again, some of them are growing, but we've had problems with those. The rain was not our friend as far as that goes. One of my favorites, Siamese stir fry, a spicy blend of lettuces. It's just good on everything. These are, what are these?
Tom Thumbs.
Tom Thumbs. Tom Thumb lettuce heads. So they're like a personalized head of lettuce. Like if you're making a sandwich, they're perfect for just like that individualized, hey, this is what I need. And they're delicious because they're tiny. And they're so robust, like as a lettuce. This is all spinach, so that's coming up. These are corn, which we have intermingled with teddy bear sunflowers and mammoth sunflowers. There's our friend, baby. Are you a good girl? So all flowers, all corn, all of these, and these are glass corn. So this will be what we turn into popcorn. We'll take those stems, we'll dry them out, and they'll be jarred, and that makes your colorful popcorn, but it's all natural. And we'll find someone localized, probably in Sugarland, where we can get some salt that we can season those with. It's gonna be kind of a cool thing. So something that I love personally, I hate buying popcorn from the store. It makes me so paranoid. They put it in these toxic packs that you have to cook it in. With this, we'll be able to cook it naturally, organically, and our family will have popcorn for the year, and yours can too. So I'm excited about that.
So one of our favorite things to do is save the seeds. This is a crucial skill to learn in homesteading. So anytime you want a seed variety and don't want to have to pay for it next year, make sure you let it go to seed, collect the seeds, dry it out, store in a shoe box until next year, and get you some free seeds of your favorite things. And,
Not only that, like it's good for our bees. Like they go crazy when things go to seed.
Flowers too, and everyone's happy. So.
And the flowers are edible. One of my favorite are their arugula blossoms. When arugula goes to seed, I lose my mind. Like it's the favorite part. Like why would you ever eat arugula when you could eat like arugula blossoms? They're delicious. So all corn, all flowers. This is going to be really awesome. We'll be doing bouquets this year, and we will start a CSA. Obviously, we're a little behind because of the storm, not by choice, by force, because we worked our butts off. So we'll be adding those in there. This will all be planted, probably peanuts there. And then this will all be planted. So this is going to be just a succession. You can see how much we still have to go. We have a million plants on our porch all ready to go in. So we got what, peppers?
Yeah, all of our super hot. So
peppers, super hots, flowers.
We'll get our harvest out of that before it freezes, and then vacuum seal and freeze. So we'll have hot sauce. But like Alicia said, you can't just go to this nursery and get those super hots all the time. You got to start it from seed, especially some of the varieties that we love. So. It's going to take a while for them, but we'll get our hot sauce and it'll be delicious and everyone will be happy.
That'd be good. And then look at all that space too that we still have. Like, so like you said, that's where we could do a caterpillar tunnel, a greenhouse tunnel. We did lose our greenhouse, which was all the space. It was over 20 feet. So we're still working on that. We're actually still working with insurance to get it fixed. So, but hopefully we can get into the grant program and we can get something better here. That way what happens to us didn't happen again.
Yeah, we're going to supply our good vegetables all year long, so we can control the environment and the climate within it. It's really important to have tunnels growing down here because you don't know what the weather's going to do. And the weatherman doesn't even know what it's going to do.
No, they don't know what's going on.
Do?
And we lost a lot just from the rain. Like, you can see these buckets we got are old wash buckets. We cleaned them out, and then we got that from the Good Stuff Farm. We grow potatoes and special varieties in those. But everything gets so flooded with the rain. But we do have our hoop bender. We haven't got to it yet because we've had to start from scratch. Like, we literally lost everything here. Everything was obliterated, which was a blessing in disguise because we started our new chicken pens, and that cleared out all this space for us. And we just kind of rearranged, and after 3 years, we knew what should go where and what did best, and we can work with it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's something that's very important. Like, if you're starting a homestead and you're not exactly sure how you want everything, you don't have everything planned out.
Even if you do, you don't know.
Concrete in your post.
Don't
make anything permanent.
Don't make it permanent. It's the biggest thing.
If you feel like it's a good place for it to be, then make it permanent. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to rip all that stuff up and try to adjust. And that's one thing I'm glad I didn't do, save money on, because I don't know how many times we rearranged everything we had or had to adjust because something wasn't working. You know, you had to be ready for those. And when you concrete it in the post, it's 1,000 times harder.
And that's one thing we talked about, and we knew, and we were like, everything we have is movable. We can pull it up, we can move it, we can transport it, and we always keep that in mind. And the more and more established we get, the less and less we have to worry about that, because we have more of a better idea of the demographic of our land and what it's capable of.
Yeah, because we deal with a lot of erosion.
Yeah, we have a lot of land erosion just from runoff, because we are on a very steep hill with a creek running through the middle of our property. So everything goes one way.
It has its qualities.
Well, it's like natural, you know, yeah.
But at the same point, you got to keep building your dirt. You got to keep building everything because everything's rolling down.
One thing that people notice a lot when they visit our farm is how deep our rows are. Yeah. And that's because we have to. The runoff is so extreme when it rains heavy.
At the end of the year.
Yeah, it'll all be flat. So, in the benefit of having this cloth, we would be able to roll that back, build our tunnels back, our little hills, and then put the cloth back over.
We'll pull the staples, roll it up, build some dirt on top of it, some more topsoil, some more humus, and then pull it right back over and go in the same holes that are already there. And
plants grow best in that manner, as well as whenever you're doing the cover cropping, it makes a difference too. Like, we did mustard green cover crops this winter. They made it through the freeze. One of the only things, not that we needed it to, but it did. And then we cut them down for the spring, and it really made a difference. Having that root in there and that natural compost was really the best thing, and that's how we start rebuilding.
Rhubarb's coming back.
It's coming back. We just cut all of our rhubarb. So if you guys got any of our strawberry rhubarb jam, jellies, we grew all of our own this year. Yes! I do it every year. My family's from the north, and there's about 0 chance it'll grow in the south. But I do it every year anyway, just in hopes. And surprise, surprise, it did freeze. And of course, one of the only things that made it was the rhubarb. So we had a large amount that we were able to freeze and put back. But you guys buy so much at one time that we actually sold out already. I think I've got 1 bag left, and then that will be the end of our rhubarb for the year. I can have it sent here, I can have it supplied to us, but this year was really special because we actually grew our own, so that was really fun. This plant, like, super tiny, but it actually covered all of this space here. It was everywhere, and we had so many stalks. Kevin didn't know what it was. He's like, how do you eat it? It's like a sour celery.
Northern thing. I don't know anything about it. Born and raised here, so.
He's like, is it ready? I don't know.
Whatever.
So you got some patty pants? No? Two? Yeah?
They're little.
They're
Just a little, but when they get this color, you know, when you have yellow squash, the deeper the color, the more
ready it is.
Yeah, the more ready it is, and you got to pull them, or else you jeopardize the growth of your plant. It's very essential to do that.
Yeah, we get those baby blooms off. So like if you've got producing trees like we do that are really tiny and fresh and new, if they produce, get those off of there. Like pull them when they kind of look ready. You want to keep them going. You want to let those roots and that base system get stronger. And it's the same thing for these plants too, like your everyday plants. That first round, you know, you're like, woohoo, I'm excited, let it grow. Don't, just kind of like, you know, when it looks semi-ready, pull it off. That will just make you more blooms, more production.
It's not worth that first fruit.
No, it's not.
Get over with the small fruit, let the plant grow, let it focus on growing.
Yeah.
And not
it
fruiting.
pulls the nutrients and you don't get as much production from it. You see those? See
Just
those
like
ready?
on the onions, you always want to top your onions. Obviously, we slack, but
No, we top a lot of onions, y'all. We
top a
sell
lot of
y'all
onions.
onions all the time. These guys grow back so fast.
Yeah.
But these are actually bulbed. We were hoping to have full onions. They never rounded off quite right, but the benefit is we'll pull the whole onion out. You'll get the onion top and the onion itself, which you can still use. It's just tiny. And so there's that, but we'll add new ones in. And then in the fall, we'll try again for full round onions, which it's hard to do in Texas because the weather is always warmer and it always fluctuates. So this here, which is really cool, this is my elephant garlic patch, which is the first year I did it organically. And I'm really excited. Like they've gone to seed. You can see I haven't trimmed it, but I don't know if it's ready. We'll check and see. Look at that, it's so pretty. I just love blooms and blossoms anyway. So one of my favorite things is root vegetables next to my gourds because they're always exciting what you get underneath. You're gonna go check potatoes and bees? Okay. So on our way to potatoes and bees are herb beds. So these are kind of like our small herbs. Geez, we have like 3 varieties of sage. We have purple sage. What is this one called? Lemon?
Yeah,
Lemon sage. And then we have traditional sage. So we are constantly cutting these, using them. We have herb packets for sale for $1 that are dry. So you can add those into food, soaps, burn them, baths, whatever, wherever your herbal needs are. We also have, what else do we have? Thyme.
Yeah, that's lemon thyme and just your regular.
Lemon thyme, regular thyme. This lemon thyme is amazing, you guys. Yeah. Like, put it in your tea. It oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. Cannot get enough of it. It literally just smells like fresh lemons. Put that in your bath. Like, use it as a soak. It's incredible.
Tuscan blue, rosemary.
Rosemary's.
This is a Greek
oregano,
and I prefer Greek oregano over Italian oregano.
It's much stronger. I definitely like that.
I like the flavor.
And we do that dried and fresh too. And then we have the Italians, which
we saved some from last year too.
They'll get a little bit bigger with the heat. Yeah, these are from last year for us, so we did seed all these. And normally we do a abundant amount of blue spice basil, which we didn't do this year for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Our bees went nuts for that, and we loved it equally. So we use that in everything we eat. This is our mint forest.
That's our dill forest.
Our dill forest. So all mint. Look at that. Look how big it is. It's half my size. So we have all that. We're selling a lot of mint right now. It's super fresh, aromatic. It's got all that oil in it. It's just amazing. We have dill. We also have some fennel. I don't know how the fennel got in there, but it did. I think that was a seed packet.
Show them this over here.
Mistake. Then we got cilantro, which is going to seed, but that's cool. We love it. It tastes all the same, and it's even more delicious with the flowers. That'll come out, and then. Oh my gosh, this fennel is ridiculous. We need to grow more fennel.
I don't even know what to use it on, but I would eat it just because.
It's good for stir fries and like aromatic and Asian dishes, babe. It'd go good with our Thai sauce. Look at that fennel everywhere. More fennel for everyone. So then we'll head off down here too. So walking down our hill, we've got 2 new sets of bees right here. These are some crazy mofos. We had a wild time installing them. Josh's Silgrow was here and they were just incredibly aggressive. So a lot more aggressive than our bees that we had that are our northern variety. They seem to be doing okay and calming down, but we probably couldn't go out our back door for about 3 days. It was nuts.
He was scoping the compost room.
Compost. This is our all organic produce, microgreens and cardboards. And then this is organic matters, which would be like plants, any kind of like microgreens, things that might go to seed that we have to worry about will be in there. So Kevin built these really cool compost bins so we can get everything organized. Everything looks really good in there. So believe it or not, like this compost, check that out. That's how much we do in like a day. That's not even a day's worth of work. So this compost pile was up really high. We add cardboard, we layer it, we stack it, the rain hits it, or we water it, it goes down. 6 months of this in rotation is gonna be really, really good and so healthy. We've already got like good worms and things in there. We'll be able to pull the front off, drive our tractor right in, scoop up the good stuff, and then dump it to amend. So that's kind of the goal. And this one, you can see we got like some what do you call it, like wood chip. Not really that much in this one yet, but hey, I mean, how much compost can you fill? A lot. And then we have a turner, so anything that we need to spin that's like a little chunky or too funky, we can get in there and turn it for us. These are the girls. Hi girls. Hey.
Yeah, it's our first bees. They are nowhere near as aggressive.
We gotta get that out of the way. It's blocking their runway. I don't like that. Don't go over there. So all female bees don't like males, but Kevin's really close. You can see that. Like once you they get used to you and your pheromones, it's a lot easier to get in and handle them. Some people can even beekeep without gloves, which is really awesome. It's always a goal of mine. Right now, not there. I got swarmed not too long ago because these newbies, this beehive, this one right here, after the winter storm, we only had 5 bees in there. And I was able to go in there, but I didn't realize how many would be in. They reproduced so quickly that I did get overwhelmed, but it's okay. I'm glad. Look how many there. If you're wondering why they're hanging out, it's because it's warm outside. It's really humid, so that's the way they cool themselves off. We do not have graded boards underneath, so it prevents like the airflow from coming through in the bottom. So they will hang out on the outside of the hives and then go back in once it cools off or at nighttime. It's okay either way, no matter how you do it. We have them in a shaded area. We call this like our cove. It keeps them pretty cool in the summer, and then in the winter we'll actually bring that out so it's more full sun.
Wait, Evie in the garden of potatoes.
Potato Evie. Potatoes. So potato seeds have been pretty hard to get your hands on. We ordered and we weren't able to get these until like maybe mid-March, which was really crazy. Of course we can make our own, but we have to have like all organic. But it's been a long wait, but here they are. These potatoes, and then these were carrots and beets, and we lost a lot of these. We'll be planting more roots, radishes and stuff that are kind of quick turn. Those will go in our CSA boxes. We just lost them with the rain. This is my show pea.
On the ground, Larry.
It's on the ground, baby.
Yeah.
He can't see, Dad.
Why can't you see?
Because he's blind. He hears well. Larry.
We'll figure it out after we leave.
Yeah, he will. He'll find it. Maybe it's right by your face. Here's all our happy birds. Hi, happy birds. So there's our farm, you guys. Thanks for sticking by us, hanging out, and letting us show you guys what's going on. And then we have a lot more, so there's always seasonal changes and things going on. We're adding new markets, so lots of fun stuff going on, right?
Yep. Yeah. We're never sitting down watching TV or anything like that. We're not much of those people. We keep it pushing, keep it going. We're about it. We enjoy it. We
Yep.
live it. We love it.
So come see us on the weekends. You can find us at Tamina Farmers Market, the Tomball Farmers Market, Galveston Farmers Market every Sunday, our favorite. And then we'll also be adding a few more markets and some exciting things.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.